Just ahead on CTV News. We have updates on the status of Kilmar Abrego Garcia and his release from a Tennessee jail. I'm Bryce Parker. We'll give you those details coming up on CTV News.
Crime is down in Prince George's County, but residents are finding that hard to believe. I'm Benji Kaufman, and I'll have more on how concerned residents are, even with the police's new encouraging report, coming up on CTV News.
Plus, the district and the Commanders agreed to a stadium deal. Those stories and more on CTV News, starting now.
Good evening, this is CTV News for July 24th. I'm Michaela Newton.
And I'm Katara Jones. Thanks for joining us. And tonight we have new information on Kilmar Abrego Garcia's return to Maryland.
CTV's Bryce Parker is in the studio with the latest.
Judges in both Maryland and Tennessee have ruled in favor for the release of Kilmar Abrego Garcia as he awaits trial for a human smuggling case which dates back to a 2019 traffic stop in Tennessee. Additionally, Maryland District Court Judge Paula Zenas granted Mr. Abrego Garcia's emergency request to be returned to Maryland following his release. So what happens now? Well, the federal government has no authority to take Mr. Abrego Garcia into custody immediately following his release in Tennessee. He will be under supervision by ICE's Baltimore office when he returns to Maryland up until the time that he faces trial back in Nashville. Judge Zenas also issued a restraining order which ensures that the federal government needs to at least give 72 hours notice before they attempt to deport Mr. Abrego Garcia again for a second time. Now, it is unsure exactly when Mr. Abrego Garcia will be brought back to Maryland soil and when he will face trial in Tennessee, but we'll make sure to keep you updated as details unfold in this over 4-month-long legal battle.
A Maryland pastor joins a growing list of people arrested by ICE officers. According to reports, Pastor Daniel Fuentes Espanol was apprehended by ICE this past Monday in Easton. Espanol, who's 54 years old, moved to the United States in 2001 from Honduras. However, he does not have a visa. Reports show that Espanol was detained at a facility in Salisbury. He was then moved to Baltimore. Espanol's family says he noticed a white van following him, and then he was stopped by ICE agents at a traffic stop.
And an argument turns into a shooting last night, leaving one person in the hospital and 2 people injured. The shooting happened on the Northwest Branch Trail in Hyattsville. According to Maryland Capitol Park Police, 2 men on e-bikes approached the group of 3 and started arguing with them. One of the men then pulled out a gun and opened fire. Now, the suspects were last seen heading toward Avalon Place. Anyone with information is asked to contact the email right there on your screen.
The Prince George's County Police Department released its 2025 crime progress report, and the new numbers show that general crime is down.
That's right. CTV's Benji Kaufman has more on how safe local residents are feeling.
Crime in Prince George's County is down. The county department's latest progress report shows that general crime is down 16%, but residents are still worrying about their safety. On a scale of 1 to 10, how concerned are you about crime in Prince George's County?
Very concerned, 10.
Prince George's County Police reports that violent crime is down 25%.
I'm kind of shocked. No, I don't believe that. If you ask me, it's gone up.
Robbery is down nearly 50% and carjackings are down 60%, but residents are not convinced.
Where I live in the senior citizens community, we had 9 cars broken in last week. 9!
The report also showed that non-fatal shooting domestic violence numbers are up 60%.
You're not safe going out at night, walking in your own neighborhoods, okay? I keep my doors locked all the time, even sitting in the house. My door is locked because people will come into your house while you're sitting there.
Residents just want more police presence.
I mean, I see the police driving up and down the street sometimes, but not in my area. So, I mean, they need to be more visible.
Right near the police station. And I always used to see them go out Barlow Road. Why not cut through our neighborhoods when they deploy or come back? Cut through our neighborhoods might be something going on there that they can take care of.
And while crime numbers are down, the number of requests from residents for more attention and presence in all areas is going up. For CTV News, I'm Benji Kaufman.
All right, Benji, thanks so much for that report. Now, the report did not include a breakdown of crime statistics in individual municipalities in Prince George's County. Well, in parts of Prince George's County, especially inside the Beltway, finding a full-service grocery store can be tough. And now one county leader is asking, should the government open its own? Council Vice Chair Crystal Oriata says communities like Seat Pleasant have waited long enough for major grocers that keep passing them over, despite state and local incentives. She's proposing a study to explore whether a county-run grocery store could work, one that doesn't compete with existing stores but fills the gaps they refuse to.
The fight to bring the Commanders back to D.C. took a step forward today. The team has reached a tentative agreement with D.C. Council Chair Bill Mendelson to amend the financial terms for a proposed new stadium at the RFK site. Here's the council chairman on the team and the city's excitement to expedite the bill process.
The Commanders' sense of our need for urgency actually worked to our benefit because what we said to the commanders was that if you really want an earlier date, then we want to see some changes that make the deal better for citizens of the district. And that's the material that has been released, and I'm pleased to say that with regard to revenues, that we will see significant revenues coming to the district's general fund, and some other changes that are of benefit to the city.
This deal clears a significant legislative hurdle amidst pressure from the president for the Commanders to change their name, or he would intervene to block the team from returning to D.C.
Well, the curtain's up and the politics are center stage at the Kennedy Center. Republicans on the House Appropriations Committee voted 33-25 to rename the Kennedy Center Opera House after First Lady Melania Trump. Supporters say it honors Melania's role as honorary chair of the board, a title held by every living First Lady. But the amendment comes as the same bill slashes the Kennedy Center's budget by 17% and cuts the National Endowment for the Humanities budget by 37%. Now, Democrats call it a distraction, with Texas Congressman Greg Casar mocking the move, saying while millions risk losing health care, Republicans are worried about naming rights. The bill now heads to the full House. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Michaela Newton.
I'm Katara Jones. Coming up,
let's talk about FAME, or the Foundation for the Advancement of Music and Education. We've got a lineup of musicians ready to show off their skills and talents. That and much more coming up on CTV News.
If alcohol builds a wall around you that doesn't let you see where you're going, that keeps you feeling isolated and alone, that makes you feel hopeless, know this: we're here to help if you want us to. It's never too early or too late to ask for help with a drinking problem. Alcoholics Anonymous. There is a way out. For more information, visit aa.org and download the Meeting Guide app.
A Prince George's County man has pled guilty to conspiracy to commit wire fraud and aggravated identity theft. 28-year-old Zachariah Hussein is facing a maximum sentence of 22 years in federal prison. According to the plea deal, Hussein and his co-conspirators operated from March of 2021 to August of 2022. 2 of the 5 co-defendants are currently awaiting trial, while the others have already pled guilty. Meanwhile, a major legal twist in a Rockville murder case. Maryland Supreme Court has ordered a new trial for Sergey Danshin, who was serving life plus 20 years for a deadly 2022 shooting at a Red Roof Inn. Danchin was convicted in the killing of 39-year-old Javier Gonzalez Mena, but the state's high court says jurors weren't told they could consider whether Danchin was defending Gonzalez Mena's girlfriend, Christina Jones. Danchin didn't admit to the shooting, but told detectives he thought Gonzalez Mena was about to kill Jones with a machete and that he'd seen violence between the two before. The case now heads back to Montgomery County for a new trial.
Despite the fact that Governor Wes Moore vetoed a reparations bill, a state lawmaker says that the bill is still a priority of the Maryland Legislative Black Caucus. Delegate Karen Toles, who represents Prince George's County, spoke exclusively to CTV News. Toles says when the Maryland General Assembly reconvenes in January, lawmakers that are in support of the Maryland Reparations Commission bill are looking to override the governor's veto. That means that bill would become law. If the bill does become law, a commission will be tasked to study and make recommendations related to reparations for people who had ancestors that were enslaved here in Maryland.
I would say that there needs to be some redress. That does not necessarily mean financial, there's not handing out checks. While that could be a possibility, we have issues. We have dealt with discrimination around housing in Maryland, discrimination, around just equity. And so being able to have a conversation, have a commission, this is only a commission to determine what that redress would be.
This bill is backed by Maryland's Legislative Black Caucus, and Toles serves as the second vice chair of that group. And Donald Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill Act has impacted a number of departments, and Maryland's financial aid system is likely to be the next victim. School officials are expecting mass changes in financial aid and loan systems, as well as changes in the process of approving student visas. Officials are working to push back against these deep cuts and hope to preserve Pell Grants. In the fiscal 2024, more than 45,000 students across the University of Maryland received a Pell Grant, which totaled $204 million in aid, and cuts to the program could have significant impacts.
Meanwhile, Western Maryland is getting no help, at least for now, from the federal government after devastating May floods. FEMA has denied Maryland's request for disaster aid, despite nearly $90 million in damages to homes, businesses, roads, and utilities in Allegheny and Garrett counties. State leaders say the flooding clearly met FEMA's criteria and plan to appeal. Governor Wes Moore and local lawmakers are pushing back, calling the denial deeply disappointing. And Senator Mike McKay, who represents the area, called it a gut punch, but says now's not the time for politics.
Maryland's climate plans could be in jeopardy due to the Trump administration. According to a report, Chris Field, which is located on Maryland's eastern shore, has lost a $36 million federal grant designed to support flood prevention in that community. The grant funds, which came from the Building Resilient Infrastructure and Communities program, was cut by FEMA. Reports show that this move by the Trump administration could possibly push Maryland's climate efforts back several years. Maryland joined a lawsuit with several other states challenging the decision by FEMA to cut their funding.
Well, here's a different kind of fame in recognition of more than 2 decades of music education. The Foundation for the Advancement of Music and Education is celebrating 2 major milestones.
CTV's Noel James is with some of the musicians and has the story.
Just listen to the captivating sounds of Blue Bossa. The grace, the skill, and the talent, just beautiful. But musicians around the world will tell you before you're able to perform like this, it starts in class just like this. The goal for any musician is to gain skills they can share with the world. And a benefit of that? gaining fame. But for 20 years, young musicians have been learning about a different kind of fame, as in the Foundation for the Advancement of Music and Education. Founder Tony Lewis calls it a life-saving resource.
My goal was to make sure that we had music and strong academics for young students who really want it. This region has a lot of young musicians, but unfortunately there's not enough access to it. So 21 years, I think we've made some contribution to that, and we're looking forward to doing more.
Meet some of Fame's musicians, past and present. They're talented pianists and saxophonists. The four of them have some involvement with Fame, but are fully jazz maestros. They credit Lewis and the foundation for solidifying their dreams as all-rounded musicians.
It's prepared me for life outside of music, and it's not necessarily a music-focused program. It is, but it's also for like real-world relationships.
Fame just really forged my identity in the jazz scene, on the saxophone in general.
Fame really helped me develop my communication skills, especially being in like ensembles and big bands.
They all are a part of the jazz band, which will be recognizing a decade of existence and having their first 10-year reunion, something their director says he's proud of.
There's something about being able to impact the kind of students that know that there's something special within them that's tied specifically to music, and they're looking for people to unlock that in them.
The Prodigies will be taking center stage at Fame's 21st anniversary gala.
We're excited about Saturday, and we expect about 250, 300 people. We're still waiting for people to sign up.
So while I'm not a Fame pianist or a musician like them, I'd like to think I can figure out my way around a piano. I'll see you on Saturday at 6 p.m. for the Fame Dinner and Awards Gala at UMD College Park in Upper Marlboro. I'm Noel James for CTV News. Take it away, guys.
All right, thanks, Noel. And I had no idea Noel knew how to play the piano.
I had no idea either. And I just love seeing young people showing their craft. It's amazing.
Absolutely. Sounded amazing. But for tickets, visit famemusic.org.
And still to come on CTV News, it's mosquito season.
After the break, find out which local areas are being treated and why.
It's cancer.
Welcome back. Big news from Prince George's County. Darius A. Stanton has just been named the new Director of Parks and Recreation. He officially stepped into the role this week, leading a team of over 5,000 employees and managing a $492 million budget. That includes everything from trails and athletic fields to golf courses, skating rinks, and even the world's oldest continuously operating airport. Planning Board Chair Daryl Barnes says Stanton is a values-driven leader with the right mix of public safety, youth engagement, and operations experience to take the department into its next chapter.
The Maryland Department of Agriculture and the Prince George's County Health Department is expanding mosquito control services in the area. The expansion is due to a public health concern over the potential for mosquito-borne diseases. Tuesday, areas in Bowie along Racetrack Road were sprayed with a permethrin-based solution. Tonight, areas in Capitol Heights and Fairmont Heights are expected to be treated. For more information on the mosquito control program, contact 410-841-5870. And July is recognized as National Culinary Month, and CTV News recently stopped by one local culinary school that has spent the last 7 years teaching students the art of pizza making. Pizza University, based in Beltsville, is the national leader of Pizzaiolo training, with over 500 students successfully completing professional classes. The Culinary Center offers incentive pizza master classes designed to guide restaurant owners, caterers, and just even pizza enthusiasts to cultivate the absolute best picking making practices. We spoke with the culinary director on the importance of this unique hands-on opportunity.
So not only just theory and lectures and talking about these things, but also the hands-on of getting your hands in flour and be able to manipulate doughs and see the process of mixing doughs. All of those things together are critical to our core curriculums, and no matter what style of course that you take, all of that thought and all that caring, let's say, or the passion that we have goes into that material, so that no matter who comes through this door as a novice or an enthusiast, all the way to a professional executive chef, everybody's going to take away something that these golden nuggets, obviously, when they get back to their places where they came from, grow.
Pizza University does offer online courses as well. For more information about Pizza University and the course is offered, visit pizzauniversity.org.
Well, excitement and uncertainty are in the air when it comes to college basketball. With so many shifts happening in the sport, student athletes and coaches are constantly preparing for change. It was announced earlier this summer that universities are now able to pay athletes directly instead of just through name, image, and likeness deals. Players and coaches have been anticipating this ruling for months, and while what's happening is new for everyone involved, coaches at the University of Maryland are stressing to their players the importance of adapting to this new landscape of college sports.
I think initially, yes, it's not what we all thought we were coming into college athletics for, but I think it also lends to everyone that anything in life, it's not going to stay the same. You have to be ever changing. You have to be adaptable. I pride myself on that. Our staff does as well. And I think we've done a really good job coming out of it.
And don't go anywhere. We'll have more sports with Simon Buggs, who's here with our Thursday sports page.
That's right. What's going on, Simon?
Don't move on, Muscle sports fans, because I have some volleyball, football, and basketball news all coming your way after the break. All right, CTV Sports family, we begin with some volleyball news. Now, if you're looking for somewhere for your child to grow their volleyball skills, then look no further, parents, as the AR Stars Volleyball Club is the place for them. This club is located in District Heights and promotes not only personal, but athletic development as well. I caught up with some members of the club, and they told me what the experience has been like being a part of it.
So I started AR last year, and when I first started, I didn't know how to hit or any of that. And ever since I started, my skills have improved greatly, and it taught me how to work with, It taught me how to work on my team skills because I wasn't really a team person. But ever since I joined, I made new friends, worked on my communication, my skills improved greatly, and yeah, I just love AR.
Well, when I first came to AR, I was playing outside, but I quickly transitioned to libero, and I really feel like that position suits me better. So AR really helped me find out what position would help me, and I then brought that experience back to the team I am at now.
For more information on the club, visit the website on your screen. Meantime, the Terps football team continues to gear up for the start of the season. And this season, Maryland will look to bounce back after a very disappointing 2024 season. The Terps finished last season at 4-8, their worst record over the last 4 seasons. And head coach Mike Lochte touched on riding the ship in 2025, and he feels confident that the team can do so with the changes they've made.
I can tell you that if I've got to put my desk in the locker room this year, I will. And I expect our team to show up, play hard, and probably one of the most exciting things is if you ask me what kind of team we have, I don't know yet. And that's a good thing. And that's a good thing because as a coach, sometimes we feel like we have to have that answer. Well, I've got fall camp. I've got about 25 practices in July and August to figure it out and feel very confident with the changes and the elevation of our program that we'll put a product on the field that we can all be really excited about.
And sticking with Terp sports news, the women's basketball team has added some international talent to the roster as head coach Brenda Fries has officially signed Nicole Fritea from Romania. The 6'2" forward was a member of the under-18 and under-20 Romanian national teams and had the highest efficiency numbers. She's also a monster on the boards as she led the national team in rebounding. Welcome to College Park, Nicole. And in minor league baseball news, the Chesapeake Bay Sox took down the Altoona Curve yesterday, 6-3. The two teams will take the diamond once again tonight at 6 o'clock. And the Bay Sox Major League affiliate in the Baltimore Orioles weren't so lucky as they lost their game to the Cleveland Guardians 3-2. The Birds and Guardians began playing again today at 1:10. And finally, the Washington Nationals were shut out by the Cincinnati Reds yesterday, 5-0. The team will now shift their focus to their series versus the Minnesota Twins beginning tomorrow at 8:10. And that is your Thursday sports page. Simon Bugs, CTV Sports. See y'all tomorrow.
All right, Simon, thanks so much for that. Let's get a look at our 3-day weather forecast. Tonight it's going to be clear out. Tomorrow we're back under a heat advisory until 8 p.m. It's going to be sunny with a high of 98 degrees, so make sure you're staying hydrated. Saturday will mostly be sunny with a high of 92, but we have a chance of showers and thunderstorms after 2 p.m. Sunday will be mostly sunny, but more showers are on the way to cool us down. We'll have a high of 96 and a low of 76.
And for our community calendar, this Saturday, the Virginia State University Alumni Association Prince George's County chapter is hosting a new Trojan cookout. The new students are invited to join alumni for an afternoon of food, games, and networking. This event will take place at Highbridge Park from noon to 5. For more information, visit eventbrite.com and search New Trojan Cookout. And that wraps up CTV News for now. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you again tomorrow night. Have a good one.